Welcome to the BioBuzz Center, and I am Tracy Cooley, and I am here with Joe Damond, who is Bio's Senior Vice President of International Affairs. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
And Bio recently released its policy principles to promote biotechnology, which you can find on our website. It looks like this, bio.org. And Joe, can you tell me about this report?
Sure. We did this report in the past year because biotech is really becoming more and more global industry. And there are a lot of important countries, a lot of countries around the world who have really asked the question, what do we need to do to develop a more innovative biotech sector, the way the U.S. has the world-leading sector? And having all the experience that we do at Bio with our own industry here in the U.S. and the companies and the success that we've had, we thought it would be important and helpful to put together a paper that described some of the things that countries should think about doing if they want to create an environment to promote an innovative biotechnology sector.
And from your perspective, can you talk about the key issues affecting and facing the global biotech industry?
There are four things that, from a policy perspective, and this is for governments to think about if they want to promote in their private sector in particular an innovative biotech sector. One is to promote collaboration between academic institutions where a lot of the basic research, important research is being done and breakthroughs are being developed, between the academic institution and commercial sector, because really what companies want to do is to be able to bring these discoveries to market so they can benefit and patients can benefit from that. Another important area is intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights are really at the core of being able to promote and incent innovation in the sector. If you have an idea, you want to be able to be sure that you can get the returns from that idea, because you're going to have to invest a lot of money, probably get money from the venture capital or financial sector to develop that idea. Without strong intellectual property rights, somebody else could take that idea and you wouldn't be able to benefit from it at all, which means that nobody would be willing to invest in your idea. The third area has to do with regulatory processes. Countries want to promote this sector. Of course, they want to promote their companies, but this is a highly regulated sector, especially the health and pharmaceutical side or biopharmaceutical side of the sectors. Justifiably so. These are medicines that people take, a lot of the results of the research in this sector. And countries need to have transparent, science-based, objective, and expeditious regulatory processes so that these products, once they're developed, can get onto market, and that when they are on market, patients can be assured that they're safe and effective. If you don't have an effective regulatory sector, then there's no way for people who are developing these products to get them onto market, and that means that they may go somewhere else to develop the technology. And the final area has to do with how these new products are paid for. Again, many of them are in the medical area, and many countries have national systems that pay for health care. Often there's only one purchaser of medicines, which is the government itself. Governments face a lot of fiscal constraints these days. Many of them are facing budget problems. So there's a temptation to try to limit the amount that they can pay for these new products. We understand that. But at the same time, they need to recognize that there's a huge amount of investment that goes into develop these new technologies and that the people are only going to invest in them if they get an adequate return in the marketplace. So governments need to keep that in mind when they determine how they're going to pay for these new medicines. Make sure that their policies are not just about the important part of making sure that patients have access to them, but that they're also geared towards keeping the engine of innovation growing, which means adequately rewarding the innovation that is part of these new products.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Joe.
Thank you.
And for the BioBuzz Center, this is Tracy Cooley.